Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to another trading session. Well, it is Friday. We are heading towards the weekend in a fast pace here. So I hope you're doing well. I hope your week went well as well. So yeah, I hope you had a great week, and possibly a good weekend ahead as well. So let's get straight into the charts and let's see what we can expect from today's price action. Because since it's a no news Friday, and we are still stuck inside the previous week's range, as you can see here, I will just zoom out this weekly here. So we are having a inside candle inside the weekly, so it's kind of hard to frame anything whenever we are in a inside candle, but we will do our best just to see what we can eventually expect. So yeah, today we had a nice drop, a continuation of the drop during Asia and London. And if we look into the daily, we can see that it clearly tried to explore the new week opening gap and its quadrants here. We stopped right at the 70% of the quadrant of this N walk, and we kind of rejected it. If I look into lower time frames, you can see it clearly. Here, once again, on the 4-hour, you can see that price kind of respected the midpoint of this N walk, and it came for about 75% of it. So clear rejection here, and now price pushing towards a bearish fair value gap, which is right here. It's an untapped fair value gap. So if I zoom out a little bit more into the 15-minute, what do we have here, right? Well, looking at it, we already took out London highs. We already took out Asia highs. NQ didn't deliver these Asia highs, so it's kind of behind, yes. But honestly, I would like to see price coming a little bit to the upside, eventually driving itself to the 4-hour untapped fair value gap, and yeah, probably heading towards heading towards an uptrend here, because at this point we have Asia as our accumulation, London as our manipulation, and I don't know, but should we have a distribution to the upside? It's kind of hard to frame since we are inside of the previous daily range, but it seems to me like this is something that we could play with. And for that to play out, I would like to see the first minutes of the open as a bearish movement, which I think it's happening right now. Would like to see eventually price holding the downside move next to pre-market lows, eventually previous day low, and then move towards the high. These highs right here, event horizon, and the 4-hour fair value gap as well. So I will zoom in into the 1 minute. Just let me drag this a little bit here to the side, just to make it a little bit more clear. A little bit more until 11. Yeah, the same here, and these levels as well. So I will mark the 9:30 open here, which is right here. 9:30 open. I will leave the macro for now around here, just to be in my mind, just to remember it and not forget about it, because this is an important timing here. And yeah, let's see what the market can do in its first minutes. I can see, looking at NQ, I can see that NQ is still playing in this same range. I will move to the regular trading hours just to watch how we are in terms of opening a range gap. Yeah, and honestly, there's no opening range gap. Yeah, no opening range gap. We still have some buy side liquidity here. This one seems interesting, which is the previous day low. It's also a regular trading hours sell side liquidity. We still have some here around these lows as well. So around midnight open. So RTH sell side liquidity. And yeah, a good play would be price eventually move towards the sell side liquidity, eventually this one as well, and around the 950 macro price just offering us something like a reversal. That would be a nice play for a retest of this 4-hour fair value gap. But yeah, let's see. We still have time. We are in a no rush to get into something, so let's wait and see what we can expect from price. I will mark the quadrants here as well on this 4-hour fair value gap. I kind of find it very useful, especially when we are already inside when we are inside these imbalances. I usually tend to look up for some weakness or some strength, and usually the quadrants they can point us the strength and the weakness of such imbalances. So far, we are moving towards the pre-market highs here, which I will mark here as well. So it seems like it's kind of crowded my chart here. But I will remove some of these levels as soon as we tap them. So we also have the first presented fair value gap already in place here. So I believe this is the one. Yes, it is. So let's see. Probably we will move towards do something like this, straight to the upside. So if price really does something like this, I will try to look for some weakness as soon as we arrive at this 4-hour fair value gap. I will not interact with these longs since I feel like there's still some liquidity to left behind to purge. So I guess I will wait for it. But if price really comes down first and try to look for these sell side points first, then I will probably look for a reversal inside of macro. So it's kind of, if something happens, I will do this. If if anything, I mean, if plan A, if plan A does something, I will do X, and if plan B does something, I will do Y. So that's the main plan. So if we come straight towards these highs and eventually the 4 hour fair value gap, I will look for some kind of weakness and look for a breakdown. If we go towards sell side first, which it doesn't seem like, I will look for some weakness here on the downside and look for a move to the upside. So these are two plans that I have for today, but it can eventually happen that price will continue higher, since, like I was saying, on the 15-minute, it looks like we are accumulating. We accumulated, so manipulated during London, and now we can eventually distribute higher here. So let's see. It's kind of too kind of soon to deliberate anything. So let me just check NQ. So NQ did not reach for the buy side liquidity. We are still behind it, and price is now respecting the first presented fair value gap. But at the same time, I would like to see NQ. I don't know what's happening with this platform. It's lagging a lot lately, I mean, it's lagging a lot. We still left some buy side liquidity untapped. Well, I don't know if you're hearing this noise, but it's construction noise. I can do nothing about it, so I'm sorry about this, guys. But lately, they seem to know when I'm live and when I'm streaming, and they decide to start whatever they're doing right when I'm streaming. So it is what it is. So we are still watching here. At this point, NQ already took out pre-market highs, ES as well, but we are still inside this range, so I will be cautious here. At this point, we seem to have some sort of a breaker as well, a bearish breaker. But yeah, let's wait and see if we have some follow through to the downside, or if we will just support around 9:30 open. Yeah, NQ really left buy side liquidity as Asia highs untapped, so it kind of bothers me. It really kind of bothers me, but yeah, we can eventually have some sort of an SMT here in between ES and Q, which will probably drive price lower. Let me just check what YM is doing as well. YM seems to be this the strongest one. It's the strongest sister. So if this one really fails here, we probably might have some lower moves. So if YM starts to fall here, yeah, so far price is heading towards the sell side that I marked here. I was interested to see that sell side purged, and eventually after the sell side purge, we will probably head towards the 4-hour fair value gap. If this happens inside a macro, we will probably have a bullish setup. So let's see if it will happen or not, or if it will continue lower towards new lows. Well, I'm sorry if you're having some lag on the stream, but it seems like my connection isn't that stable. I don't know. Lately, my internet provider has having some issues. I don't know why, but it seems like it's happening here for a while now. So now I'm curious to see if we will have some follow through here to the downside, or if we will just manage to get some sort of a reversal. Right now we are trading inside or approaching the 15-minute fair value gap, so it's not a good spot to short, in my opinion. Price kind of stopped here right at midnight open. And so far it's respecting the bearishness of this PD array, of this fair value gap. But it seems like it's kind of shy here. We are 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes before the 10:50 macro as well. So let's see if we will have that that inversion or not. Yeah, so far nice reaction, but I would like to see price coming a little bit lower. Honestly, I don't feel like this is enough, but lately it's been like this. Price kind of, yeah, see, we left these relative equal high lows here on NQ as well. So I don't like this price action when price really leaves liquidity behind. It's just like yesterday. I don't know if you were here yesterday, but yesterday right at the open we left London lows, but later we price just went down crazy just to go for that London lows and eventually Asia lows. So, and we are doing a similar thing here, which isn't that great. I don't like how we are leaving this behind. I really feel like we need to purge this, and not even NQ purged it. So I will wait a little bit more. We'll take the SMT out. So far, the only liquidity that we took on ES was the pre-market highs. And yeah, price really was kind of shy when it approached it when it approached midnight open. It kind of stopped here. So yeah, nothing that I like so far. Have you guys taken any trades yet? Do you guys pretend to open anything? What's your bias yet? Just talk to me. Just say something in the chat. I will try to answer, because right now, yeah, right now we are having similar price action as yesterday. So nothing clear right now. Price pushing once again here. This would have been a good entry if price purged these lows eventually. And if let me just take another look here on the regular trading hours. Yeah, it kind of felt a little bit short here. I really was hoping that price drive a little bit lower. Just let me take a look at NQ, if just to see if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, maybe I am, because NQ is really respecting this bullish PD array, and it might be enough for a continuation higher. Interesting. It might be enough. Yeah, but YM didn't take any sort of sell side as well. Not even 930 low. And on ES, let me get back to ES. Yeah, ES kind of formed another relative equal low here. So So far, a nice push. NQ taking out buy side liquidity as Asia highs as well. Yeah, this might be the reversal that we were looking for, but yeah, it was not that clean for me, honestly. And we left some liquidity here behind. So now I'm curious to see if some sort of weakness will be presented here, because NQ already took Asia highs as well. So, or we continue distribute to the upside, or we continue a distribution to the upside, not leaving any sort of chances to get in, or we kind of fail around this 4 hour fair value gap and we move lower. But seems like NQ is really pushing now. Yeah, so far this was really a shame, because if price if price just purged these lows around here, I would have taken this trade. But with sell side left behind, it's always a big risk. So now let's see how price will behave inside this 4 hour fair value gap. But so far we couldn't catch anything. There are a lot of relative equal lows on NQ as well. And price is only pushing right now. So if we are really distributing here, which seems like, so our initial idea of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution seems like it's happening. But now we need to see price dig into the 4 hour fair value gap and eventually maintain the bullishness inside of this bearish fair value gap on the lower time frames. So let's just see. It could have been a good trade if he has took out these relative equal lows, but since it didn't, yeah, we couldn't engage. Let's see. I'm kind of suspicious about these lows here. These ones right here, and it's even more pronounced on NQ. If you look at NQ, let me just go back to NQ. You can see that NQ is really leaving these relative equal lows behind without purging them. So it kind of makes me think twice about the real direction of the market. Yeah, the platform is kind of laggy today. So at this point, we took out buy side liquidity as Asia highs on and Q. And now let's see if this is a reversal inside a macro or if we will just continue to the upside. So yesterday we did something quite similar. We go back. Let's give it a second here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, yesterday we did something very similar. We left London lows behind. We did a first move to the downside. We left London lows behind here, as you can see. Then we moved to the upside quite fast. And then we started to displace lower. But yeah, the only problem here was this price action, this one right here. So this one right here, it kind of turned me down here, and it seemed like it was not what I was looking for. So that's why I did not engage with any shorts, but it did something similar. So there we go. See, look at this. So a bearish reaction here, straight from the 4-hour fair value gap right back into the first presented fair value gap. And now I want to see the first presented fair value gap to fail as a support. I would like to see 930 to fail as a support as well. But I would like to see a retrace just to be able to engage with it. So I would like to see probably a new high. This would mark this would mark something like this, and then a continuation lower. I would not like to see this. If this happens, a straight move down, then it will be hard to engage. So what about you guys? Have you done anything yet? Are you trading something today? Are you just watching? What are you guys doing today? Just let me know. Well, so far, nice reaction from the first presented fair value gap, both on ES and in Q. Let me just take another look at YM. I don't want to forget about it. This one, yeah, it's making the same, almost the same here. So let's see if we will have another swing high or if we will fail as a new swing high formation. But so far, the reaction was quite good. Let me just take a measure of these OTE levels just to see if we are respecting anything. Damn, this is damn slow today. But yeah, we are respecting the 62% retrace on the OT levels, so it might be bullish. But as I was saying, I'm still kind of suspicious about these lows. I really don't like how we left those behind. Let's see if price has the strength to go above event horizon, or if we fail here. So far we have this bullish fair value gap. But at the same time, we are very close to the bearish 4-hour fair value gap. So let's see. NQ is still pushing here. Hmm. Yeah, price taking some time here, trying to go above event horizon, but kind of failing here. So far we have swing high, another swing high, but a lower swing high. So let's see if we will close like this and invert this fair value gap here, and then eventually move towards your lows. or if we will just close higher and continue a little bit higher inside the 4-hour fair value gap. But so far it seems like price is facing some difficulties here. Yeah, it seems like NQ is breaking down already. But I feel like it's still early to get into shorts here. Because ES is still supporting around this fair value gap here. But anyway, let me just see how many handles are we taking as a stop if we can enter something. Damn, these ranges are quite big. Yeah, these candles are quite big here. It doesn't seem like a big stop, but it's a 12, almost 13 handle stop. Yeah, we are still respecting here so far. Nice push. Yeah, we are presenting big candles today. This alone is a almost a 14 handle candle. So if this continues like this, even with micros, I will only be able to enter with 2 or 3 micros, which is annoying because that way we will have some trouble to take partials. Well, right now I can see a lot of people already tried to short, probably, and yeah, their stop might get hit. And so far, we are respecting the bullishness of that possible distribution higher that we marked in the first minutes of the stream. So there we go. Another swing high. So we are entering the 4 hour fair value gap here. nice move to the upside so far. Looking at NQ, it seems like it wants to move a little bit higher towards, let me just check here, 24,965, I think, which are the lunch highs, I think, from yesterday. So I believe that would be the next draw for NQ. And yeah, price is just pushing higher. At this point, we are probably wrong with the with the with the weight of a bearish reaction, and probably right with the distribution higher. The only thing that I really didn't like was that we didn't take out any sort of sell side liquidity here. I'm just watching where price can eventually go. Yeah, a bullish move wouldn't be easy to catch, honestly. This one right here, if we entered around the first presented fair value gap, we would probably take some partials around here, then moved our stop to break even, and we would have got stopped out. Then we could eventually re-enter around here, but at this point I was not convinced that another leg to the upside was going to happen. But yeah, it seems like accumulation, manipulation, distribution is really happening, despite not giving us the purge on liquidity that personally I was expecting here. Price just felt a bit short here. I really was expecting for price to go a little bit lower, purging these lows, and then move a little bit higher, but it seems like it didn't want to do that. So I will move the opens. The opens, I always like to have them on my charts. This one is important. This one as well. These three levels are important. And yeah, I guess pre-market highs, we can take them out. Now we will see if price can eventually reach for this annual or not. But so far, the macro is giving us a bullish move to the upside. So let's see if price really wants to maintain this bullish idea, or if it will just reverse from here, because so far we are rejecting the first quadrant of this bearish fair value gap. And if price really does these types of things, yeah, it's kind of annoying. So let me just search for OTE levels once again. So far, this to me is some sort of a high resistance because we are retracing down every swing high is retracing down to 62% at least. So this to me is not a low resistance. And NQ almost hit that level that I was talking about, the 24,962. So once again, nice reaction here at the OTE level. We didn't touch this fair value gap, but let's see if we will continue, because we are at the bottom of the bearish 4-hour fair value gap. So we closed right inside of it, right at the bottom of it. I mean, if you look into the bottom of these candles, this is an interesting reaction here from price. Displacing lower. As you can see, this is I call this a thick market where price is delivering higher, but then lower, and then higher, and then lower, and then higher, and then lower. This is very, very hard to interact, and you might get stopped out as soon as you try to protect yourself with a break-even stop loss or something like that. And it's kind of hard to interact with it, honestly. On the 15-minute, we can see that price is reaching for 50% here. Let me just show you here on the 15-minute. You can see if I take out and if I mark the 50% of the wick here, you can see that we went for 50% of this wick, and now we are moving higher once again. So we eventually can be facing some sort of a continuation higher if price is not able to close below 50% of this wick. But this to me is it's kind of hard to judge, honestly. It's back and forth. Slightly higher, we have a higher channel here, but not that convinced that we can eventually open a long and expect it to work all the way to the upside without any problem. So I don't know. Well, so far we will probably wait for the 1050 macro, since the first macro didn't deliver anything that we wanted to see. So 1050 macro will be available in about 25 minutes. Well, for those who are watching the stream, I would like to know, guys, if you took any trades already, if you're just watching, if you have done something with this price action, if you took any loss or any win. Yeah, just talk to me, guys. Don't leave me here alone hanging. Yeah, we'll probably switch to these dotted lines sooner or later, because these ones, the dashed ones, they make everything look a bit harsh. So I'll probably move to the dotted lines sooner or later whenever I have the time to switch it. So right now we are facing this bearish PD array. Let's see if we can get above it. Price is working here, this bearish PD array, and it's now trying to get above it. Yeah, but having a hard time here. Yeah, so far I'm glad I didn't open anything, because otherwise my mental capital would be wasted in this price action. We kind of moved something about 20 handles, but even if you were in a trade, I mean, even if you were in a trade, you would have to have a large stop loss. So even if you were um, inside of a long, you would have to have a large stop loss just to make sure that you wouldn't get stopped out. So if your long would be here, uh, if you took your stop loss here, that would be risky. You would need to have a stop loss probably like this, just to be sure, because it has to have into account the first um, the first candle of the fair value gap formation. So yeah, stretching it up to the top of the move, you would only have a 2 risk to reward ratio without taking any partials, of course. So not that big of a move, honestly. It seems like price is failing now. But honestly, I would like to see it fail, um, giving us a new swing low, and not just get stuck inside of this range just like this. Because so far we have swing high, and probably a failed swing high. I don't know. Let's see. This would be interesting to see, but I don't know. We need to let it roll a bit more, because price has clearly slowed down here. Seems like in Q just formed a bearish fair value gap, formed a new low below this one. Let's see. Let's see if we will have some follow through here on this bearish leg. We have event horizon right below us, so this can eventually act as a support. We need to keep that in mind, because we don't want to enter somewhere here and then facing support right below us. Kind of like to see this move lower. Now we just need to have a retrace here. Once again, price not giving us the retrace that we want. Will not chase it, of course. So first touch here on this bearish fair value gap right here. But I would like to see price coming a little bit higher. We are supporting around 830, which can be a problem as well. So if we take a measure, if this is the ultimate Judas, -1 stands for these pre-market lows. Well, this one is quite accurate. But let's wait a bit. Yeah, it seems like we will not move higher here. Let me just check where price did stop. Yeah, this is kind of a messy action here. See, this is kind of a messy action. So price is getting some hard time to get below 830. It's supporting right at the first presented fair value gap. It's trying to invert this one here, trying to get below 830. Reaching for the first presented fair value gap now. This would be for, yeah, but I don't like where we are in price just to short it here. It's kind of tricky for me because the first presented fair value gap can act as a support around here. And we are outside the macro as well, so we can have another drive to the upside as well. Yeah, I might wait. Price trying to make another run here. I really don't like these types of one-sided moves. Not leaving, um, not leaving any entry behind. And whenever price is really next the opens, it's kind of hard to decipher what to do because it can react like this, and then yeah, you will get in trouble. I'm glad I did not take the short. If you take the short around here, somewhere here, there's no entry for me, so I could not engage with it. So now let's see how price will react if this fair value gap will get respected. This new one here, I will take this one out because we have the first presented here, which is way stronger. So now, see, price is once again trapped here. Once again above 830, trapped inside these two PD arrays, so we can eventually drive lower, then drive higher once again. It's not as clean as we want it. So we are 5 minutes away from the macro. Let's see if the macro can eventually give us something to work with. See, that's why I don't like to engage with price whenever price is stuck in between two PD arrays like this, an inverted one and the first presented one. We can eventually go towards the lows, because at this point I believe we will go towards these lows. But the way we need to enter on a trade might be hard to find, because if you put your stop around here, it can be triggered as well. You can still be respecting the inverted bear belly gap, but just wick above it and then displace. So I would rather wait for this move to happen than just to enter around here. That's why I decided to stay away, because this is a typical behavior whenever we are inside or near the first percentage fair value gap. Price usually does this. So even if it comes above it and closes below, yeah, entering around here, this can be very tricky. At this point, you would be almost stopped out, even with a 14 handle stop, which is too much. A 14 handle stop would only allow me to enter 3 micros. So yeah, so far we are facing a challenging New York AM session, just like yesterday. Yesterday, the major move happened after 11:30. It was quite late for me, and it was really outside of my time window of action. Um, but yeah, sometimes it does things like that. So there's nothing we can do about it. It's impossible to be present all the time. So you have to accept that fact, and you have to accept that you won't be able to always uh, take part of those moves. So see, price came, the wick did the damage, but we are still respecting it. So if we would have opened the trade around here, we would have needed almost a 14 handle stop, which is a lot for ES. Um, and still, nothing is safe here. Even if you took a 14 handle stop, you would still be praying to the gods to not get your stop hit. So I have my chart kind of zoomed in, but if we zoom out to let me just check here. Yeah, this is a 80 handle range. But if we zoom out a little bit, you can see that price is doing nothing here since 9 a.m. So if you try to do anything in these conditions, don't be hard on yourself. Just accept that these are hard conditions and quite similar to yesterday's price action. Let's see if we will have some sort of displacement lower, disrespecting the first presented fair value gap. Otherwise, this will be a Seems like price is waiting for 11 a.m. At this time. I've been noticing a pattern, which is whenever we have a poor 950 macro, it is likely that price will only deliver after 11. And this is somehow the case. We have a poor 950 macro, which didn't deliver that much. And yeah, since then price has done nothing. So the main movement might happen after 11 once again, because we are just waiting for something here. We are in this range for about 20 minutes now, which is a lot. So yeah. And it seems like we are indeed having some follow through now. Seems like the market is listening to me. But I need to see the first presented fair value gap to be disrespected. So now price is stuck in between 930 and 830. Let's just see if price can use the first presented fair value gap as a resistance here. Once again, waiting for a retrace that's not happening. Has been a pattern, honestly. Still waiting here. Not willing to open without any sort of a retrace. We'll try this, probably this chart here. Let's just see how price will react here at 9:30 open. See, this is why I don't like to enter near the opens, and price is really stuck. We didn't had a chance to enter around here. It's getting bad vibes here once again. Yeah, I really was waiting for something cleaner. But we are just pushing once again. Let's see. If we push once again to the upside, then this might be another day where we just observe price action. Yeah. Glad I didn't do anything. Really don't like this price action at all. So even this macro, it didn't deliver anything, as you can see. It seemed to be a clear short around here because we delivered a high, a new high, then we failed. We kind of failed once again, and yeah, but this reaction at 9:30 open, it's very clear that it's dangerous to interact when prices in between the opens or near the opens. So if I had open anything here, I would be my stop would have been hit in about 1 minute. So glad I didn't interact with it. Hmm? No. Very boring price action. But well, guys, at least we aren't losing money, honestly, because I'm hearing every day is a new story about losing money, and yeah, horrible price action. So this might be the wrap up of the session. Honestly, just let me. It's we still have 20 minutes to go, so just 20 minutes to hit the 2 hour mark. Yeah, but definitely the move will happen post 11:30. Whatever he wants to do, it will happen post in between 11 to 11:30, honestly. And this is really a pattern. Whenever you see price doing nothing in between 9:30 to 10:30, it usually happens that it will deliver post 11. This is really a pattern that price has given us the last couple of days. So you might keep that on your notes. And yeah, the next time you try to do anything, just wait. It's better to wait. See, everybody who tried to short this, it's getting wrecked right now. It's impossible to have a to play a short position with a 15 handle stop. What are you doing with a 15 handle stop? Are you playing with 2 micros? 2 micros, it's okay. It's not that bad, but what are you expecting to do with 2 micros? So let me take a look at the crypto market. I said, when did I set it? I said it probably on Wednesday or Tuesday that the crypto market, especially the altcoins or the meme coins or whatever you want to call it, they will take a dive. Let me just check. Let me just open TradingView just to see what's happening with the crypto market. And yeah, everything is red right now. not a surprise to me, honestly. Meme coins, altcoins, everything is red, including Bitcoin. Let me just see what Bitcoin is doing. Yeah, it's trying to fill that wick. It's really trying to fill that wick, and we might visit a number under 100k, probably. I was not expecting that from Bitcoin. Let me just check Ethereum. Yeah, neither Ethereum, but it seems like it's prone to go lower. Let me just check Solana. Where do I have Solana? Solana. Sol. Ooh. Yeah, it's not looking good, honestly. And I mean, the other altcoins, even those that are on all-time lows, it seems like they will progress towards that wick that they formed on the 10th of October. So if you want to, this is no financial advice, of course, but if you want to take advantage of this situation on the crypto, I would advise you to short everything that's meme coin or altcoin on a no leverage situation. Just like, yeah, put some money and open a short with a 1x, not 2x or 1.5x or 3x, because at some point they can eventually provide a 10, 15, 20% move to the upside. So even if you were shorting without any leverage, you would be protected. But yeah, I think that's the safest and easiest play on the crypto market right now. I believe. So being exposed to shorts with no leverage, that's the, I guess that's the smartest play on crypto right now, especially to altcoins and meme coins, because I can see that wick being filled. And if you look at prior events like that, where a wick is left behind, usually that wick will be filled at least at 50% of it. Usually 50% of the wick will be filled. So you can play it safe without leverage on crypto that way. Without leverage. Don't try to leverage crypto unless you will just do a trade like we do in a trading session. But if you want to leave it open for a couple of days, yeah, don't use leverage, because the last couple of days, the last event, the 10th of October event, uh, if you were leveraged, even with 1.5 leverage, which is quite low, you would have been um, liquidated in the majority of the altcoins, because some of them just made 80%. Some of them just made 80% to the downside. So that's a lot. So the only way to survive something like that is to be exposed at a non-leveraged market. So and there we go. ES just rolling in a back and forth momentum here. So once again, playing in between the opens. We are heading towards 11:30, so keep in mind that hour, because we can eventually progress lower, since it's been the pattern lately, honestly. Whenever we don't have anything good delivered in between 9:30 to 10:30, we can eventually expect a clean deliver of price in between 11:15 to 11:30. I don't know if this will be the case, but for what I've noticed in the last couple of days or weeks, it has been like that. So I'm just using my wife's bottle of water just to keep me hydrated. She will kill me. So price once again trying to get below the first presented fair value gap. And if you look at your watch, it's 11:15. So let's see. Let's see if we will eventually get lower here. So possible rejection here at 9:30 open. So far losing the first presented fair value gap here. Let's see if price will just bounce from here. You can see that we are kind of respecting the projections here. These lines, did you see? I will stretch them out. We are kind of respecting them, not the way that it's kind of supposed to be respected, but we are. We kind of went down, came up, middle point of the projection, went down once again. So I guess we will face the midpoint of the projection once again. We'll go down once again, probably. I don't know. Like I said, it's a high resistance. These are high resistance conditions. So I would not advise you to play in high resistance. Whenever you heard the expression high resistance, this is a high resistance low where price just makes new lows, but every new low it makes, it comes back just to make almost another high, almost the same size of the last one. So this is what we call high resistance. And trying to play high resistance markets, I believe it's a waste of time. It's really a waste of your time, because if you can't guarantee your best entry around one of these tops, you might face your stop loss. So let me just stretch it once again just to see. Yeah, we came for almost the midpoint of, as you can see here, this one and this one. So the midpoint is somewhere around here. So price came down, came for the midpoint of it, displaced lower, not displaced, but moved lower once again. This might be the cleanest entry that we can find, because price rejected 830 is, it's kind of rejecting the first presented fair value gap. If we close below, it will reject 930 open as well. So this might be the cleanest one that we had for the entire session. But since it's 11:20 and I'm almost outside of my time window, and we are delivering price in a high resistance way, I will not take anything. This might work or not. I don't. At this point, I don't even care. I'm just looking. because I have no intention to play anything, because the best time windows didn't play. So why should we force anything outside of the best time windows? It kind of does make no sense. So price once again rejecting the 0.5 projection, as you can see here, or trying to at least. But yeah, this was a hard session. Can't tell you that this is easy to trade. It's not. And whatever you have, or whenever you feel that the session won't be easy, the best thing to do is to stay away from it and search for anything outside of your time window, or yeah, just keep it for the next day, which is, in this case, is just Monday. That way you will develop your discipline. That way you will develop your patience as well, which are things that a trader need to develop. So yeah, see, even the delivery is kind of very slow here. But it seems like it will go towards our initial targets. These ones right here, the three ones, these three. And we could then eventually go for these lows right here, these imbalances right here as well. But yeah, not the best day to trade, or this is a good day to learn, I guess. See price coming once again to the upside, slowly, not giving us bearish momentum. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today and this week as well. For those who are wondering, yeah, just 1 week, one trade for the week. As you can see somewhere around here, not the best one, but was a small win. Yeah, we kind of missed some action. I missed this action right here on the 14th. Here, I don't feel like I have missed anything because it was kind of messy this day here, this session. Then we had another messy session here with this price action, which just delivered after 11:30. And now today, kind of same. It's been a hard session, and it's been a high resistance move to the downside, honestly. So the only short position that I can eventually see is this one here. I had the intention to enter somewhere around here, but no model was offered, And yeah, we couldn't interact with anything. So, well, guys, I guess I will wrap the session here, wrap it up, and I hope to see you Monday. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe. Don't try to force anything during the New York PM session. Keep in mind that we are inside of a weekly range, as you can see here on the weekly. So this is an inside candle, and whenever we are trading inside of a candle, it's very hard to decipher what hand will be offered by the market. So keep that in mind. Even being Friday, we can eventually close like this, which will offer us some kind of an indecision. But yeah, it is what it is. So, guys, stay safe and hope to see you next Monday, same time. Have a nice weekend. Stay safe and thank you very much. Bye.